Ryan Burkhart will kick it off for Notre Dame. Army won the toss and they will receive, and they send Corey Anderson deep to receive that opening kick. This will be the first time this season that Notre Dame has not received the opening kickoff. Clad in the green jerseys as a tribute to the senior class, and Burkhart will kick it off. Anderson settles under it at the 4-yard line. Anderson with a nice cut and a nice return and a nice move to get free for a moment. Still on his feet. Still charging ahead to the 45-yard line. Excellent return of the opening kickoff by Corey Anderson for 42 yards before Kyle McCarthy makes the special team stop. And the Army Black Knights are fired up.
I'll tell you, Corey Anderson has had some big plays for the Cadets this year. 3 runs, 93 yards, and here a big kickoff return. Pretty strong run to give his quarterback, his freshman quarterback, Carson Williams, excellent field position.
Anderson, the junior from Tampa, Florida, gives the Knights good field position. I formation, Carson Williams is the quarterback. Handed off to the tailback, Wesley McMahon. And he has a nice gain right close to a first down here. There are the numbers on Carson Williams, the true freshman quarterback who has had his problems with turnovers. And our starting lineups for the Army offense brought to you by Adidas. Moore is back on the field now after McMahon had the first carry. VD, Hill, Trimble, and Dunn. And they're going to measure to see if it is a first down. And up front of the offensive line, Cox Evans, Marianne Beer, and Connon.
Second down.
And it will be less than a yard, just short of the first down after the run by Wesley McMahon.
You know what Bobby Ross said to us this week when we visited up at Army is that we got to get some production out of the running game.
On 2nd and inches, 2 tight ends. Moore didn't get much, but didn't need much. And Duque makes the stop for Notre Dame, coming off that career-high 22 tackle performance against Air Force last week. Adidas starting lineups on defense with Laws and Landry in the middle, who have had such an outstanding season, so quick off the ball. With Thomas, Crum, and Brockington, Maurice Crum really coming into his own here in the latter half of the season. Lambert, Zibikowski, and Duque, who made that first tackle, and Richardson. McMahon back in and running back for Army. First down play, fake to McMahon. Williams rolling and delivering a pass, and he had Trimble wide open, and it's incomplete.
Well, Trimble was absolutely wide open. Carson Williams, freshman from Alabama, got his very first start against Tulane in week 9, or their 9th game, I should say. Threw 3 touchdowns. A lot of high hopes for his performance. Really struggled against Air Force in their last game. But, you know, he has real potential. Big guy, strong arm.
And just learning the game, he is a true freshman, kind of shell-shocked. And just think of this, not only does he have to learn all about football, but he has to go through all the discipline and military orientation that plebes must go through at West Point, and the academics as well, so it's a tough assignment. McMahon stopped after a short gain by Derek Landry.
Well, Derek Landry, you mentioned those 2 defensive tackles for Notre Dame, Derek Landry and Trevor Laws. Between them, those 2 guys have been sensational this year, Tom. You know, you don't talk about defensive tackles enough, but inside, those 2 guys have combined for over 100 tackles, you know, 19 tackles for loss, which means they're playing on the opponent's line of scrimmage a lot. Great penetration by those inside guys. You see what they've done? 105 tackles between them and 19 combined tackles for loss.
3 wide receivers, nickel defense for Notre Dame. And the slant, Williams intends it for Trimble, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Mike Richardson.
Well, there's a guy, Mike Richardson. What you talk about being senior day, his last home game. Mike Richardson has not only had a good season, almost knocked down by Ndukwe, a very good season, but a really nice career. Battled the ups and downs, Tom, you know, and really has done a very, very nice job.
So Tolson is on to punt for Army. Owen Tolson averaging 42 yards a boot, and Jeff Samardzija standing at the 10-yard line. And Samardzija will let it bounce, and it bounces into the end zone for the touchback. So Army does get a first down on its first possession, but then the drive stalls and a 40-yard punt with no return, and Brady Quinn will take the field here in the green jerseys for the Irish. You see the outstanding numbers for Brady Quinn. You could go on and on for 10 minutes.
We will.
As Pat said, 35 passing records he holds here at Notre Dame, and 11,122 yards in his career. Adidas starting lineups for the Irish offense: Walker, McConnell, McKnight, Samardzija, and Freeman. Carson out with an injury, so Freeman gets the start on his first career touchdown pass a week ago. Harris, Santucci, Sullivan, Morton, and Young up front. First down for the Irish from their own 20-yard line. Darius Walker with a big hole. Still on his feet until he's finally twisted down by Jordan Murray, the safety. Starting lineup for the Black Knights: Thompson, Harrington, Fusco, and Craig. Craig coming back after injury the last couple of games. Rockwood, Strode, and Scruggs. And in the secondary, Army will go with Laird, Cooper, Murray, who made that stop, and Grievous. Second down and 4 for Notre Dame. Fake to Walker. Brady Quinn's first pass of the game. Downfield and broken up, intended for Raymond McKnight, and good defensive play for Army's Grievous.
Yeah, terrific timing by Sean Grievous, number 26. They're what they call their boundary corner. Comes in right at the perfect moment, knocks it away with his left hand. No pass interference. Post route run by Raymond McKnight. So terrific defensive play by Grievous. So they play the short side of their field.
South Plainfield High School in New Jersey. Darius Walker using his blockers, a block from Freeman, and picks up the first down as he bounces out of bounds, forced out by Dennis Cooper after a 12-yard gain.
Tom, you're right. Marcus Freeman, what a great block by the tight end. Right in here, watch number 87. Just kind of buries Cameron Craig and allows Darius Walker to either break inside or outside. So Marcus Freeman, who subbing for John Carlson, gets the first big block of the day for the Irish.
First down, Notre Dame. Ball at the 38-yard line. Quinn, first down pass. Swings it to Walker. Walker goes one-on-one, makes the first man miss, then caught from behind, just short of the 45-yard line by Brandon Thompson. And for the first time today, let's check in on the field with Lewis Johnson. Lewis?
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. Well, surprise, surprise. That's what the green jerseys were for the players in the locker room and these fans when they came out on the field. Charlie Weiss told me before the game a little inside information that they usually reserve those green jerseys for a time when the Irish are an underdog playing possibly a #1 team. You know, a big game. But he said this is the way to honor these seniors. It's a way to say a final thank you for a tremendous season. He said that this senior class is so much appreciated, they deserve to wear them one more time. Tom?
Jeff Samardzija nearly broke it, gets his first reception of the day. Josh Mitchell tackles him after a gain of 6 yards, but enough for the first down.
And Jeff Samardzija's 400-yard receiving games this year, 9 touchdown catches. Just such a hard guy to match up against, whether it's Army or USC or Michigan. He's just a hard matchup as soon as he breaks the huddle.
Notre Dame career leader in touchdown catches, and Army honoring their seniors with those green jerseys. Their luck hasn't been so good in the green jerseys of late. The last time they wore them was that great game, but a loss to USC last year. Flag down as Walker is twisted to the turf by Cason Strode.
Cason Strode has had a nice year inside, an inside middle linebacker for the Cadets. Leading tackler with 85. Has had a real good year. Sideline to sideline guy. You know, they...
Offense, number 50, 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Jeff Flanagan making the call, the referee for today's ACC crew.
Yeah, here's a good look at Strode inside, a guy that, as I said, kind of roams the middle, fights through a lot of traffic, plugs that hole. Their leading tackler. You know, they've given up points, Tom, but they've really been in a bind because the offense has turned the ball over so much. But John Mumford's defense, he's the defensive coordinator, has generally played pretty well.
Dan Santucci, one of the seniors that addressed the pep rally last night. Quite an honor. After Smarja was in motion, Quinn retreats, looks downfield, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Jordan Murray. And Murray takes it to Irish territory where Marcus Freeman tackles him. Jordan Murray, the junior from Maysville, Kentucky, Mason County High School, picks off Brady Quinn and breaks Brady Quinn's long interception-free streak.
Yeah, he had 223 coming in. I think he threw 3 prior to that one. But Jordan Murray, who moved from free safety to strong safety, this was just not a good throw or a good decision by Brady Quinn, who's made a bunch of good decisions the last 7 weeks, but that was not a good one. Threw it right to the strong safety, Jordan Murray.
His 4th pass today picked off. As Pat said, he came in with that long string of 223 without an interception. The all-time record, 271, Trent Dilfer. So he will not set the record, and a shaky start for Brady Quinn in his final home appearance. The last interception in the first half against Michigan for Quinn, but he's picked, or Michigan State, I should say, picked off here by Jordan Murray.
Yeah, you know the amazing thing, Tom, that is only the 4th interception of the year by the Cadets, but a very timely one by Jordan Murray.
Charter may be starting to think the green jerseys are a hex.
Well, they haven't really actually played well in the last 4 or 5 times.
2nd down and 10 after McMahon stopped for no gain on 1st down. That's the option play, and they give it to Vitti, the fullback. He's the toughest guy on that Army team, according to all the players and coaches. Maurice Crum and Tom Zibikowski, another couple of tough guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Combine on the hit.
You know, Kevin Ross, the offensive coordinator, was talking to us this week about Mike Vitti and said, you know, we don't match up real well against the talent of Notre Dame, but Mike Vitti does. He's a guy that matches their talent, could play for Notre Dame. And actually, Mike Vitti has a chance of playing in the NFL. He has a real opportunity. Does everything well. Catches the ball well, runs the ball well, and a devastating blocker.
There's Kevin Ross, the offensive coordinator, son of head coach Bobby Ross. And Army, despite the 5-year commitment that you make to the military when you go to West Point, does have an apparatus by which you could play professionally. Tony Moore, tackled by Victor Abiamiri.
Now, Tony Moore, he's their big, thick back, 223 pounds, but boy, Abiamiri just did not stay blocked. He was blocked early by Jonathan Connon, number 72, but did not stay blocked and made the stop.
And on 4th down, it looks like Army's going to go for it. The ball just inside the Notre Dame 30. It's 4th down and 4. Play action fake. Williams steps up, and then his pass incomplete. Just at the last minute, as Abiamiri was bearing down on him, able to step up and get the pass away, but not near a receiver.
You were kind, saying bearing down on. He was draped all over him, Victor Abiamiri. Number 95 all over Carson Williams, had absolutely no chance.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio. By ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. By Charles Schwab, looking for a winning investment strategy? Talk to Chuck, Charles Schwab. And by Dell, business solutions designed for one company in mind, yours, Dell, purely you. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, and Lewis Johnson at Notre Dame Stadium. Final home game of the season, 0-0. Notre Dame takes over for the 2nd time. Brady Quinn intercepted on the Irish first possession. And Army sticking with Notre Dame as we come past 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Fake to Walker. Then Quinn turns around and swings it to his running back. There's a flag down, and Walker is taken to the turf, shy of the 35-yard line. John Laird twisted him down. Another holding call against the Irish. Their 2nd today.
Let's go back and have a look at that interception, Tom, just a moment ago. Now, Murray intercepted, but watch what the little middle linebacker does, Kason Schroed does. He really kind of takes away the slot receiver, and that's where Brady Quinn is trying to go. Well covered by Schroed. He forces it in there, and then Jordan Murray is the beneficiary of the good coverage by Schroed. said he's their leading tackler. And they said, the coach, John Mumford, said we try to protect him in the passing game a little bit, but he looked awfully good in coverage right there, Tom.
Leading tackler, 85 tackles coming in. Senior from Irving, Texas. Look at this, after the holding call, Cameron Craig with the penetration to stop Darius Walker for a loss. And the Army defense has put Notre Dame back to the Irish 10-yard line. That's a loss of 10.
Well, we talked to Cameron Craig on Thursday up at West Point. Said, I really want to get my paws on Brady Quinn.
Well, he'll settle for Darius Walker.
Absolutely. Good play by Cameron Craig. Had missed some of the year with some injuries. That's his 16th tackle for loss.
All-time leader in sacks. You see that each of the Army players with that Army unit insignia on their jersey. They're different, just to honor their active duty comrades.
Boy, what a good
Walker stopped at the 10 by Thompson and Craig, the defensive ends.
Now, mind you, Tom, the offensive line of Notre Dame outweighs these cadets by, on average, 40 pounds per man. But you talk to any of the Notre Dame players like Tommy Zibikowski, they say, you know what you're going to get when you play against any of the academies, including Army, 100% effort, guys that sacrifice their bodies, play hard every down, and just aren't going to give up.
Notre Dame converted its prior third down, but this one is third down and 29 yards. From the shotgun, Brady Quinn.
Three-man rush.
No pressure, and he's going deep for McKnight. McKnight circling around, got his hands on it, but covered closely by Opuku, the junior from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, Opuku, track star, actually walked onto the football team from the track team. Good coverage on Raymond McKnight. And Raymond McKnight, you talk to the defensive coaches, they're the guy they were most concerned about. They're going to roll their coverage to McKnight and do the best they can on the other side against Samardzija.
Jeff Price, who has averaged 45 yards a boot, is on to punt, 6th in the NCAA in terms of yardage per punt. And Trimble is deep for Army. Sailing punt by Price. Trimble retreats to the 35-yard line. Couldn't get free. Good special teams coverage by the Irish, but still nice field position for the Black Knights. Marcus Freeman, starting tight end, with a special teams tackle after a 55-yard punt, 7-yard return.
That's Heisman Trophy winner. All his punt returns, he has the touchdowns.
Well, you named it. He could do it, couldn't he? Meanwhile, Army with good field position, their own 44-yard line, their third possession of the game. Play action fake, and Carson Williams with a screen pass complete to Tony Moore. And Moore rambling down the sideline as an Army first down in Notre Dame territory before Maurice Crum tracks him down for the tackle.
Yeah, they call him touchdown Tony Moore. You know, he really only been playing running back for a couple of years. Watch the screen over here. And again, really well-designed play. See 4 white jerseys up there in front of Tony Moore, touchdown Tony Moore. Pretty balanced attack for the cadets coming in today's game.
And a nice call there by Kevin Ross, the offensive coordinator, 16-yard gain. First down at the Notre Dame 40, the balanced attack, modest numbers,
yes,
but balance. McMahon. Nice open field tackle by Shinadum and Dukwe. You've ever heard of a man making 22 tackles in one game?
Yeah, only a guy who played for Buddy Ryan who get 22 tackles. But, you know, it was funny. We were talking to Kevin Ross, who's the coordinator, the offensive coordinator for the cadets, and he was saying about it, Dukwe said he was just unbelievable against Air Force. He said, after those 22 tackles, I sure hope he's still sore.
Shinadum actually said he was a little sore on it. After that, there is the...
They had a big year for the Irish, big year.
And the leading tackler, his senior campaign for Powell, Ohio high school teammate of Brady Quinn. Pitch it, fake the reverse, still has it. McMahon stumbled a little bit, but Zibikowski horsecars him down at about the 15-yard line. Another big play for Army as it goes for 24 yards.
And terrific call by Kevin Ross. Fake the reverse. Everybody bid on the reverse except for one man, Tom Zibikowski. If Zibikowski doesn't stay there at home, if he gets fooled, it's a touchdown for the cadets.
So what about the block by Mike Feedy? Put his man on the ground, Travis Thomas.
And there's Kevin Ross, the offensive coordinator. He's a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy.
And was in the Marines.
A nice play calling and nice execution by the Cadets on this drive.
Looks like Carson Williams might have changed that play, and not very well, as McMahon stopped for a loss by the quick penetrating Derek Landry.
Yeah, that's another one of those of Derek Landry. His 11th tackle for loss this year. He's inside right in here. Watch out, this is a ball snap, boom. Just slants, and then keeps his feet, Tom. You know, that's the thing. He just doesn't fall down when he slants. Keeps his feet. He's a big old athlete. You know, Rick Minner, the defensive coordinator, says, you know what you're going to get every single play from Derek Landry, and that's 110% effort.
Now they put the pounder in at running back, Tony Moore. Moore, the plebe. True freshman, as is the quarterback. And on the pitch, makes a nice run inside the Irish 10-yard line. He showed his power there. Tony Moore, 5'11", 223. That was a 7-yard gain before Crum, Fromm, and Ndukwe, the three of them, have to get him down.
Tony Moore, he was, you see, red zone offense of the Cadets. But big old Tony Moore was saying, I got my toughness from my sister, Crystal, who was a black belt in karate. He used to throw me around as a kid like a rag doll. Don't mess with Crystal.
Preston Williams looking over the defense. This is a third down play. 3rd and 4 inside the Irish 10. Williams for the end zone. And Walter Hill, the intended receiver, was locked up with Lambert. I thought that could have been a holding call, but no flag.
Yeah, but terrific block by Mike Vitti. You know, you mentioned him a couple times, throwing some key blocks. Good pass block that time by Mike Vitti. And you have to feel if you can have a chance against the Irish, you've got to score touchdowns. Watch the block there on Zibikowski. Could have been a hold.
Instead, it will be 4th down and a 27-yard field goal attempt by Austin Miller. He's hit 11 of 14 this season. From 27 to give Army the lead. It is up, and it is good. The score will cause some oohs and ahs as it's announced across college football stadiums this afternoon. 3-0 Army after 1. Today's game brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. And first quarter scoring for the Irish was a problem earlier. Last 6 games, 72-20. Today, shutout in the first. Darius Walker, gain of 3. John Wright makes the tackle.
Had a chance to meet with Darius Walker again yesterday, Tom. We always enjoy talking to Darius, and he's talked to us about what the senior class meant to him. And he said these guys not only played great, they were great teammates.
He said he doesn't know what he's going to do next year without some of them. They've been so supportive of him. And it's always important for the rough times when you start your career to have somebody that you can look to for guidance. Walker, after Quinn had looked and found his primary receiver covered, sits down in the middle of that defense, and Quinn finds him for a gain of 15.
And that's the difference, I think, between Brady Quinn pre-Charlie Weiss and post-Charlie Weiss, is finding that outlet pass. The 48th catch of the year for Darius Walker.
All-time record for a running back at Notre Dame.
And Tom, it looks so simple, but you see it so rarely in college football. And there's John Laird, who's down, the starting defensive cornerback for Army.
Gains 15, making it 1st and 10. First and goal at the 10.
From Notre Dame Stadium with our producer David Gibson, director John Gonzalez, Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, and Lewis Johnson. Army up 3-0. John Laird injured, out of the game, but able to run off the field, replaced by Brandon White. 1st and goal for the Irish. Brady Quinn under center. Draw play. Walker to the end zone. Touchdown of the season for Darius Walker.
And Tom, one of the better draw teams in college football is Notre Dame, and one of the better draw runners, Darius Walker. Great feel for that play.
And Carl Gioia on to attempt the extra point. He had 3 missed against Air Force last week, 2 of them blocked. There's a flag down. Notre Dame with a spirited day in practice, 4 of them participating, and Gioia held his job. The penalty is against Army.
Personal foul, number 99, on the defense for leaping, landing on an opponent. The penalty be assessed 15 yards on the kickoff.
Oh, boy.
The point is good.
Alejandro Villanueva called for the Army penalty. There he is. So the kick is good. The touchdown goes to Darius Walker on the draw play. 7-3 Irish.
Hey, what's up?
It's D-Wade.
I can use some help.
It's heavy.
Yes, it is. My dream is to leave the world a better place than I found it. Good job, buddy. Yo! Hey, Coach.
The new 2007 Lincoln Navigator with enough room for a basketball team. Life's calling. Where to next?
How do you feel tonight? Yeah, look. I mean, you looked good. You looked like you were working very
You were fooled. Every time I dunk.
Drop 30, 40. It fooled you.
Because you believe that was about me.
While I believe.
Says 5, baby. But you're not a fool. Are you?
No, I'm not going to go through it line by line, but have you ever actually looked at this thing? I mean, account research fee, $32, deposit verification, $12. Are these even actual terms? It's like someone spent their entire day thinking of ways to nickel and dime us.
NBC Thursday.
Nobody's getting back on that bus.
Don't move.
You're out of your mind.
I am trying to keep her alive.
That bus is unstable.
A powerful ER for Thanksgiving. Thursday on NBC.
Now it's the turn of the Notre Dame students to do the push-ups as the Irish score for the first time, 7-3 Notre Dame. And Carl Joya will get the kickoff duties after this Lincoln scoring drive with Darius Walker taking it in from 10 yards out. 6 plays, 50 yards, 2:36 off the clock with 5 rushes by Walker. That's our Lincoln scoring drive. So Joya will kick it off, and Corey Anderson is the deep man for Army. Had a good return earlier. Lets it go into the end zone for the touchback.
Hey, Tom, let's go back and look at that touchdown. You know, Notre Dame really likes to... Yeah, we have the
Lincoln scoring drive.
Scoring drive. They really like to spread you out. Here's McKnight up top. You got Samardzija in here. You got Grimes down here. You know, sometimes you forget about the tailback, but then watch the block by the right guard, Bob Morton, as well. Bob Morton just clears a huge hole for the draw play by Darius Walker.
That's our Lincoln scoring drive as the Irish take the lead for the first time today.
What a big block by Bob Morton.
Army from the 20, handoff to McMahon, shakes the tackler in the backfield, but gets only to the line of scrimmage before he's thrown back by Maurice Crum and others.
We've got Derek Landry got there first, and Maurice Crum finished him off. Lone returning starting linebacker was Maurice Crum. Had a real nice year.
North Carolina, with only 1 win, leading their arch rival North Carolina State. An interesting score. You saw that Tennessee was burying Vanderbilt in Nashville. A lot of people thought that Vandy would have a chance to win that game. Not so. Maybe winning today.
I think it's about their 8th win for Navy.
Yep. Kentucky looking for its 7th, count 7 wins this season.
Can't tell you a Wildcat.
Trapped in the backfield, lost on the play as Tony Moore got the handoff, and Derek Landry the first to hit him.
You know,
leading 7-3. John Laird, the Army cornerback, who was shaken up earlier, has returned for the Cadets. Darius Walker picks his way across the 25-yard line, and we asked Darius about being a complete back.
It really is difficult because you got to be on top of your game with everything. I mean, When the Mike blitz, you got to be able to block him. And when you're running out for a check down route, or you're running a read route or a snow route or whatever it may be, you got to catch the ball. Then on top of that, when they do give you the ball, you got to see the hole. So I mean, as a running back, you know, the duties are just phenomenal.
And he's fulfilled those duties in admirable fashion this season. Gets only a short gain there before Case and Schroed tackles him for the second straight time.
You know, he's not flashy, Tom, but boy, he sure is effective. You think about all those first down plays he's created as a runner, as a receiver, protecting Brady Quinn this year. He's been responsible for 67 first down plays this year. So he has a receiver, 51 catches on the season, and over 100 in his career.
Already the all-time running back receiver at Notre Dame. Last year gained nearly 1,200 yards and had 921 coming into the day on the ground. There's Samardzija, only the second catch by a Notre Dame wide receiver this afternoon. Samardzija has them both. And here's Schroed with his third straight tackle, chasing Samardzija downfield after he gained 13 yards.
You know, John Mumford, the defensive coordinator for the Cadets, he said, hey, we're going to roll to Raymond McKnight's side, take our chances with Jeff Samardzija. Kind of dangerous for another All-American receiver because he can break so many tackles. And a little emotional, too.
Pick your poison, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
There was Dad Sam watching from the stands. That one caught by Grimes, and David Grimes ducks out of bounds in front of Josh Mitchell after the catch. And so with 2 catches today, Samardzija has tied Raymond McKnight for the all-time leading receiver in Notre Dame history.
Well, McKnight's going to have to do a much better lobbying job for Brady Quinn. Going to have to go to the full filibuster to get into Brady Quinn's ear.
Hard to imagine a more potent receiving tandem in college football. And Grimes, they have to leave somebody open if you're going to cover those other 2 guys. So Grimes catches 2 in a row, both for big gains.
Well, you know, the second half of the season, David Grimes has really emerged. You know, he got 5 passes in the first 6 games, and then kind of that breakout game against UCLA when he caught 8. Next week got a touchdown against Navy. Become a very dependable option for Brady Quinn.
David Grimes from Detroit, the Detroit Tigers fan. The last time we talked to him, he had his Tigers hat on, even though they had just lost the World Series. Walker picking his way inside the Army 30, has a Notre Dame first down. Cameron Craig makes the stop.
For the Notre Dame first down.
Charlie Weiss calling the next play and hoping to pick up another first down, as they just did on that run by Darius Walker. And today's 1st and 10 line brought to you by Xerox. Notre Dame driving, leading 7-3 with just less than 10 minutes to go in the opening half. Final home game for the Irish, who will travel to Los Angeles to face USC next week. Play action fake to Walker. Quinn finally chased and throws on the run, and it's complete to Samardzija.
Well, you just see how strong Jeff Samardzija is. I mean, just when that ball was arriving, so was John Laird. I think it was John Laird that just crushed him, really. In a similar play, remember, it looked like the UCLA play just a few weeks ago, didn't it? I'm sorry, it's Grievous, not Laird, but just the strong hands and the big body of Jeff Samardzija.
And the strong arm of Brady Quinn to throw on the run, get it there in a hurry. Brady perfect on this drive so far.
The previous play is under review.
You heard it, Tom. The previous play is under review. It looked like a catch to me.
Well, I'm looking to you for guidance. Jim Keogh is the technical advisor here, representing the Big Ten. Taking a look at the replay. Charlie Weiss says, what?
That's a catch. I would say a catch without a doubt in my mind. His knee was down. The ball was, his arm was underneath the ball.
Yeah,
that's a catch. You know, for the most part, Tom, we've seen the replays here this year. The officials have gotten it right. And so, and they haven't taken too long, so I think it worked well this year.
The system has worked, at least in the games we've done here.
After review, the play stands as ruled on the field.
Samardzija with another reception. His third of the game.
This is the same formation. They ran a draw play to Darius Walker a moment ago, or a few minutes ago, for a touchdown. Spread him out, gave the ball to Darius.
Samardzija and McKnight getting the word from Quinn. Points at the middle linebacker. Points also to his receivers on the left and goes that way to Samardzija. He saw the cushion and pointed his way, then got it, but good Army recovery. Jordan Murray, who had an interception earlier, in a hurry catches up with Samardzija to make the tackle.
Jordan Murray, terrific tackle by him, because Jeff Samardzija, the guy in the slot, number 83, is a hard guy to tackle. The corner stayed on it. Mitchell stayed on his feet too, even though he was blocked heavily by Raymond McKnight. Murray, nice first half with an interception. Good stop of Samardzija.
So Quinn began 3 of 6. He's hit 6 of 6. Make it 7 for 7. Touchdown, Samardzija. Jeff Samardzija, the all-time leader in touchdown receptions at Notre Dame, with the 25th of his career and the 10th of this season.
Well, Jeff Samardzija has a nose for the end zone. It starts at about the 25-yard line. And, you know, just throws that little skinny post we see a lot of teams throw. And you don't have to be terribly accurate, although that one was, because he's such a big guy.
Joya's extra point. See that? The Samardzija hold is no good.
What do you think Charlie's going to say to him this time?
Wow, that's after the 3 misses last week against Air Force. And then he won the kicking competition on Tuesday and then misses again.
Mike Vitti. That is, you know, the real big plays in the option game really come in the perimeter, as you know, Tom. But you always try to feed it that fullback, and then get a big play on the perimeter.
From the defensive end, didn't collapse down. He read him and gave the ball to Vitti. Here it is again.
That's one he should have kept.
Yeah, and
right?
Fromm tackled Vitti that time. He should have kept the ball as he read from the defensive end. Did collapse inside. He should have kept it and then decided whether to keep or pitch.
on the carry again.
Carson Williams, really kind of a thrower in high school.
Notre Dame looks like they had all options covered on that one.
So Carson Williams just getting comfortable running the option. Bobby Ross said, I'd like to run some option like we did at Georgia Tech when they won a national championship in 1990.
Looking for their first third down conversion. The freshman Carson Williams, Coleman, Alabama, a small country farm where he grew up there. Handed off. Tony Moore plows ahead for a first down. So they do convert on third down for the first time today and keep the drive going.
We talk a lot of these cadets like Carson Williams and such. They're saying, you know, that when they finally get to football practice, it's the best part of the day or the easiest part of the day.
Yeah, football is fun for them because they are able to escape the military aspects and the tough academics. They're carrying, some of them, football players, 21, 22 hours.
It's a long day.
Moore crossing the 40-yard line, and we had a wonderful visit at the Military Academy, West Point. That's a cadet chapel on top of the hill there in the distance. Beautiful facility. That's Ike, the statue of Dwight Eisenhower, who was Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces in World War II and President, of course. You saw the statue of Washington in the distance there, and there's Washington Hall. We went in and had lunch at West Point with the Corps of Cadets. A delightful time, enjoying talking to some of the cadets. The only sour moment was when Pat spilled the water all over his table, and some lowly plebe was forced to clean up Pat's mess.
I got 4 demerits for it.
And he should have gotten more, I might add. And here's the sack of Carson Williams by Derek Landry.
Well, Derek Landry has been in the cadet backfield this entire first half. And this time he's the beneficiary of the sack. I mean, he's just so quick and strong. It always stays on his feet.
And Zbikowski coming on the blitz. Was there late.
Just does not, well, you know, most offensive linemen don't get a full shot on Derek Landry, because he's so quick and he's always slanting. 6th sack of the year.
I hope you didn't have an excuse when you spilled that water. I was at a different table. I hope you didn't have an excuse. I mean, the standard response is no excuse, sir.
Yeah, I got 6 demerits for it, I know that. You're
lucky they don't do demerits anymore at Army. But right now, Army in a hole.
It's time to feel free with new Chase Freedom. Feel free to choose points for rewards like travel.
I'm free to do what I want.
Or feel free to choose cash back.
I'm free.
Then feel free to change back again.
In the old time.
Without losing a thing. That's freedom. That's Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Introducing the rebirth of cool. Gatorade Rain. Start crisp, finish clean. Stay cool in the heat. Gatorade Rain.
NBCSports.com. NFL insider Tom Curran tells you how passing on Michael Vick and dealing Eli Manning put the charge in San Diego's success. Only on NBCSports.com.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Chase. To apply for a Notre Dame credit card with Blink from Chase, call 877-49-BLINK today. 4:29 to go, first half. 13-3 Notre Dame, and 3rd down and 14 for Army from their own 35-yard line. Irish showing blitz, back out of it. Williams looking downfield to set up a screen, and the Irish had such great penetration, no chance to complete it, and Williams just tosses it into the ground. And
late flag.
They're going to call grounding against Carson Williams.
There was a receiver in the territory.
It had to be close if they look at that again.
No.
Number 10. Receiver did not have a reasonable opportunity to catch the ball. The penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the pass. 4th down.
Well, I've never seen that call. Tony Moore was in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to get him on the screen, but there was just such penetration by all those green jerseys. There he is. Good spotlight. Well, and he caught it on the bounce. How can you call that?
No, that's a bad call.
Well, bad call goes against Army. Here's Owen Tolson in punt formation, and Zbikowski will receive it. Zbikowski. Nice coverage again. And looking forward to a big football night tomorrow night.
5 yards.
Sunday night, a battle for first place in the AFC West. LT and the Chargers. Champ Bailey and the Broncos. Every game counts, but only one night matters. NBC Sunday Night Football.
Denver and San Diego tied 7-2 atop the AFC West.
Yeah, how can the year that LT has had?
Yeah.
Boy.
LaDainian Tomlinson of the Chargers. Was a penalty on the play. And it's against the Irish and takes it back to the 31-yard line.
Well, this is known as what, Brady Quinn time right before the half. He's been sensational for 2 years, but particularly effective on the last drive before the half.
And in the backfield, James Aldridge, the freshman, Crown Point, Indiana. Quinn, no pressure, now decides to haul it down and run. His receivers were covered. And he does scoot forward close to the 40 where Schroed covers him.
Today he started 3 at 6. Look at a slow start for him, but been
had the interception, which was shocking.
Yeah. But 7 for 7 since that time. Still, Raymond McKnight has not caught a pass.
Aldridge with his first carry, bounces to the outside, just tripped up short of midfield by Schroed. And James Aldridge, his 30th carry of his freshman season, 30 carries, now has 136 yards after that 10-yard run.
Yeah, look, a completely different kind of runner. And they call different plays for him. Darius Walker, you're going to see a lot of draws, a lot of delay kind of plays. But when James Aldridge gets in, they want to pound it a little bit.
Darius Walker on the sideline, scored a touchdown earlier. And Aldridge in his place at the moment. Aldridge again. Hit the line of scrimmage and dropped in his tracks by Schroed and Laird.
When we were talking to Darius Walker yesterday about James Aldridge, he said, I really like him as a freshman, just not afraid to put in the work, become a good player.
Sets up a 2nd down and 10. The numbers on Aldridge, slowed by injury to start the season, which Weiss considers him a pounder versus Manir Prince, who is a slasher and the speed man among the freshman running backs. Swing pass through the hands of Aldridge.
It's live. That ball's live.
If it's a backward pass, it's live, and now they're signaling incomplete. It was a forward pass and incomplete.
The referee thought it was live. Oftentimes pounders don't have good hands.
Well, that was the case there, wasn't it?
Let's have a look. Tom, is this a forward pass? Yeah, I guess it is. That is a forward pass. Incomplete pass, correct call by the officials.
So that breaks Brady Quinn's string of 7 in a row, and Darius Walker will come in for Aldridge, who muffed that one.
Well, even this situation, 3rd and 10, you could dump the ball to Darius Walker, and he wiggles his way for first downs.
Can't help but think back to Darius Walker's freshman year when he wasn't much in the passing game either.
Right.
Irish will take a timeout. Clock shows 2:26, second quarter, 13-3 Irish. Fake a toss, hand to Walker. Darius Walker sets up a 1st and goal for the Irish at the 7-yard line. John Laird twists him to the turf. The gain was 11 yards. And near the end of today's game, we'll select the Chevrolet players of the game from each team. To honor their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Chevy and American Revolution. 1st and goal, mark it at the 8-yard line. Drill to the back of the end zone to score. The first catch of the game for Raymond McKnight.
And Tom, Brady Quinn just give Bob Morton, one of his offensive linemen, a big hug, and they have given him excellent protection again. Raymond McKnight just working the back of the end zone. 13th touchdown catch of the year for Raymond McKnight.
And his 20th in his Notre Dame career.
They just can't put enough of a rush on Brady Quinn. He's had way too much time.
Well, Carl Joya redeems himself somewhat as he boots. So Notre Dame marching down the field to open the second half.
They have this little play, they've been throwing for the last few years, averaged over 10 yards per throw or catch on this particular route. And it's really going to extend an handoff. But when you got Jeff Samardzija and Raymond McKnight catching them and hard to tackle, it does turn into a 1st down.
No huddle offense for the Irish.
No huddle, Charlie was saying to us this week, just forces defense to play a lot more balanced, even, predictable.
Look at Darius Walker, duck in, duck out, outside line. Walker using the block from Dobbins, and is out of bounds at about the 3-yard line with Jordan Murray in pursuit.
Boy, they just have a lot of different guys to defend. You know, Darius Walker, we talked about the wide receivers, John Carlson. Look at the big block by John Sullivan.
Samardzija with one there,
yeah,
and then Grimes.
John Sullivan, the center. Another big afternoon.
22 yards on that one. First and goal for the Irish. 124 yards, another 100-yard rushing game for Darius Walker. Here he is again. To the outside, coming up and into the end zone, fumbled the ball.
Signal touchdown.
But touchdown Irish. Will they give it to Walker for breaking the plane, or will it be Grimes who fell on it?
Hey, Grimes has the ball.
Look at Brady Quinn helping Grimes up after he patted Walker on the helmet, so he's covered all bases.
Wrong guy. Well, Grimes actually made a good block to begin with. And then after Walker fumbles it, well, see, there's Grimes blocking right there. Ball comes loose.
Walker coached to carry it high and tight. They got a little too high there, didn't it?
See the block by Grimes, though?
Yep.
And that's why you wear the green jerseys. Ball bounces your way.
And Joya for the point after. Good.
Well, that's a pretty efficient opening drive for the Irish.
There she goes. One that got away. You see the way she was looking at me? You're not going to believe this one. Let me take you back to what happened.
Why do I care? I mean, he's a loser.
I can't believe I won. I can't believe it. I didn't mean to spill coffee. It was hot. How could I blow that?
It's never enough.
Yeah! Sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
I'm sorry. I'm not mad at you.
Thank you. I'm starving. You want to go, get some Chinese or something like that?
How do you feel tonight? Yeah, look. I mean, you looked good. You looked like you were working very
You were fooled. Every time I dunk.
Drop 30, 40. It fooled you.
Because you believe that was about me.
While I believe.
Chase 5, baby. But you're not a fool, are you?
Tap the can, ladies, for a single. You can mingle. There's my double cheeseburger and my sweet sundae. I love hot French fries. Top it off with a parfait. That'll work.
Now's the time to take advantage of the McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Food for my party? Busted.
From parfaits to fries to double cheeseburgers.
Where's my parfait, homie?
Thanksgiving Day, the greatest traditions are on NBC. First, the celebration that kicks off the holidays. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Then, it's bigger than ever. The National Dog Show, presented by Purina. It all starts at 9 a.m. everywhere. Thanksgiving Day on NBC.
Irish march down the field to get a touchdown to open the third quarter, go up 27-3. David Grimes gets credit for the score, recovering the Darius Walker fumbled in the end zone. And so Ryan Buckhart has it teed up to kick to Corey Anderson. Anderson has done a nice job returning kicks for Army today. Surrounded and taken down at the 26 on that one. As we looked at the replay of the touchdown, clearly it was Grimes that gets credit for it after Walker fumbled.
You didn't watch who was blocking for him, too. It was David Grimes, number 11, top of the screen there. And then the helmet of Grievous, number 26, comes right under the ball, fumbled before he enters the end zone, kicked around, and then David Grimes falls on top of it. So from Walker to touchdown score on one play.
So 6 plays for the touchdown. The first 5 plays resulted in 5 first downs, and on the 6th, the touchdown. Carson Williams, the freshman, still at quarterback with a pitch to Tony Moore. Freshman to freshman, or plebe to plebe in this case.
You know, Tommy, you just mentioned the drive by Notre Dame a moment ago, and it just kind of shows you the kind of pace they can play. They have big play capability, or they can kind of grind it out, play short ball, or play long ball. That's why they're rated number 5 in the BCS. That's why Charlie Weiss is such a good play caller, and still very much in the hunt for the national championship hunt. And Brady Quinn in the hunt for the Heisman Trophy as well.
Tough running up the middle. Trevor Laws stopping it up there, and they think there's a fumble. The officials are saying third down, so no fumble. Well, you mentioned the fact that Notre Dame's chances of playing for the national championship still alive, despite the pasting they took here from Michigan in the third game of the season. 9-1 and ranked 5th in the BCS standings.
You know, we were talking to Charlie Weiss yesterday, and he said, hey, we run the table, we should be number 2. They feel like they have a chance, and got a tough game at USC next week.
Third down for Army. They've only converted 1 this afternoon. Williams rolling to his left, plants his feet, fires, and intercepted. Richardson picked it off. Tough throw for the freshman, rolling to his left. And Williams picked off by Richardson, intended for Corey Anderson.
Well, Mike Richardson, the son of a Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. His mother, Caroline, 21 years in the Air Force. As we said, he's just really been a dependable guy this year. Plays with the short side, they call it their boundary corner, and has had a really big season.
An Army which came into the game leading the nation in turnovers. That's a dubious honor, leading the nation. The most turnovers committed by them all season long, has their first, as you saw, of the game.
21st interception of the year.
Darius Walker caught by a shoot top. Walker couldn't quite get away from Kason Schroed. Schroed had a big game for the Army defense. Scruggs, too. Scruggs, one of the captains and one of the leaders. And as you can imagine, at the military academy, to be elected captain by your peers when everyone on the team is a leader is quite an honor.
Yeah, Scruggs was talking to us just a couple of days ago how honored and humbled he was by being named captain.
Short drop, Quinn fires a little off target, but Grimes dives but can't come up with it. Incomplete. Now Barrett Scruggs has an unusual resume from Plant High School in Tampa, and Scruggs was a tap dancer and a piano player, and yet has a black belt in karate.
Yeah, he did it, man. Does it all. Just kind of lit up the room when we had a chance to talk to him this week. Pretty good player too. Came in with 80 tackles, 10% of those on the other side of the line of scrimmage. And you know, when he became captain, he created this to-do list, things that I need to do better to be a captain. And first and most, he said, I need to be more vocal, not yelling at guys, just encouraging guys.
A vocal leader.
Yeah, when things weren't going terribly well.
No pressure on Brady Quinn again, but everybody covered as they play soft, so he has to run, and he's done this well today. Tripped up as he goes out of bounds. John Laird. You think Charlie Weiss has his heart in his throat every time Brady takes off? He gained 17, but don't want him exposed out there.
Yeah, you're right. With USC looming next week and a lot at stake, you don't want to see Brady Quinn taking too many shots. Good block by Grimes again, number 11. Brady Quinn has actually really been mobile.
His mom, Robin, on the right. So the third scramble today by Brady Quinn for 34 yards.
He still sends him more honey each week. It's in his locker.
McKnight with a nice move for the score. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Raymond McKnight got around John Laird for the TD. 24 yards. Brady Quinn's third touchdown pass of the game.
His 32nd of the year. Remember, they kind of bottled up Raymond McKnight for about a quarter and a half. Now that's his, what, second touchdown catch of the game. These guys are so good after the catch. And Raymond McKnight evens a little quicker when he catches that ball and turns upfield than some of the other receivers on the team. Just hard guys to tackle.
So 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Quinn to McKnight. What do you say when that two catches, 2 touchdowns? What do you say? Throw to him more.
Absolutely.
You can't get analysis like that just anywhere. Thank the heavens, Brady Quinn has another TD pass.
點俾佢遠方嘅一位朋友樂意收聽。
我等着你回來，還不回來，來來來。
not even on the right seat.
Quarter to the red taco.
That girl lady's hot.
Tastes like chicken.
Oh, eat it up, buddy. Adios. Is that part of the show?
There is a difference between a vacation and an adventure. One is all hammocks and room service. The other, a life-changing experience. That's what retirement is. A time to leave the hammock swinging and say, hello, future. Call your advisor about the retirement resources of Lincoln Financial Group.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Toyota, moving forward. By Lincoln Financial Group, providing powerful retirement income security resources to help you say hello, future. By Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio. And by Coca-Cola, football is best enjoyed refreshed. Push-up count has reached 34 as the Irish add to their lead. And 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes for Notre Dame to start the third quarter. Ryan Burkhart will kick off for the Irish. That's Raymond McKnight, number 5, who caught his second touchdown pass of the game. Short kickoff. Corey Anderson takes it at the 15. Scoops right up the middle. Breaks a tackle. And then down at the 35-yard line. And Brady Quinn, who threw his third touchdown pass on the last possession, he told us about his relationship with Coach Weiss.
We've developed a sort of relationship where he's been able to, give me a lot of advice, just outside of football, how to deal with this hype, how to kind of be a leader, how to be the type of person that people, look to and look up to.
Well, I'll tell you, he really has been the beneficiary of some really good coaching by Charlie Weiss.
And if anyone was ever prepared for the NFL, it's Brady Quinn. Not only with his athletic ability, but his demeanor and the way he's handled pressure and just everything about him.
We got a new QB in for Army.
Pivotal with a handoff to Viti. Well, we talked about Brady Quinn and there's a flag on the play here. We'll sort out the flag. Viti breaking tackles. What the coaches tell us, he never fails to break a tackle.
At least one. Yep.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 95. 15 yards from succeeding spot, automatic first down.
The call is on Victor Abiamiri, who is friends from high school days with Walter Hill. They both grew up in the Baltimore area, played against each other at rival high schools.
Abiamiri got knocked on his back.
And that cost him the penalty 15. And also gone to the sideline.
Right next to Charlie Weiss.
First down. Pivotal on the option, handing to Viti. And Brockington and Ryan are ready for that triple option play, the first option of 3.
David Pivotal now in a quarterback. I'm sorry, Tom.
And the other quarterback, there's Viti here carrying. The other quarterback, Brady Quinn. I like the story he told us yesterday. He's roommates with his high school teammate, with his high school teammate in Ndukwe, Shinadum in Ndukwe, and they have a house. And earlier this season, Ndukwe was giving him a lot of grief and told all the teammates that Brady wanted to get a cat. And they ridiculed him for that. Said, get a dog, get a manly pet, a dog. So Brady was telling us, and right after there's a flag that'll stop this play in his tracks. And Brady was telling us yesterday he had the last laugh because recently they saw a mouse in one of the vents at their house, and he claims that Ndukwe climbed up on a chair trying to get away from the mouse. And Brady said, if we'd have had that cat.
Yeah, Ndukwe really didn't have any rebuttal time, though, did he?
No.
Yeah.
And could be an apocryphal story about him being on the chair. I don't know what. he didn't get a chance to defend himself.
But, you know, he really said Ndukwe is able to keep him loose. You see, you know, Brady is built kind of tight, you know, for the most part, but Ndukwe keeps him loose.
He said he helps him enjoy life occasionally. As you saw Brady with the ever-present football in his hand. Almost picked off. Richardson almost had his second, and Ndukwe too. And Ndukwe, I guess, had the best chance at it. Intended for triple. And continuing our conversation about Brady Quinn, who's playing his final home game. We've already anointed him as the best quarterback in Notre Dame history. Is he ready for the NFL? Here's what he thinks.
I think so. I mean, it's hard to tell when you haven't been there yet, but at this point, I think I'm very prepared for the next level.
Well, Charlie Weiss does. Charlie Weiss said to us he could start right now for 2/3 of the teams in the NFL.
Well, you think maybe he's promoting his quarterback, but if anyone should know, it would be Charlie Weiss. Third down here for Army. Pivoto sacked back to the 40-yard line by Maurice Crum.
And Maurice Crum has really been a settling influence for this Irish defense. Said the only returning linebacker from a year ago moved from outside linebacker to the middle, has manned the middle pretty well and played particularly well, I think, Tom, over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Good blitzer, right up the middle. Seems like every time he blitzes, nobody blocks it, which tells me it's a pretty good scheme by Rick Minter, the defensive coordinator.
Tolson to punt. 4th time today. This one will hit short of Zbikowski, who takes it on the bounce. Dodged 1, 2, but then collapsed with a penalty marker on the play.
Still didn't go down. Very unusual punt returner. Big old guy.
Zbikowski, one of 16 seniors who could petition for another year of eligibility. Whether he will or not is still up to be decided. He's
Here's
been
the return. Illegal block in the back. Number 47, receiving team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Zbikowski will confer with Coach Weiss to discuss that possible 5th year. We'll take a break. Irish up big.
Of downhill assist control. The RAV4 from Toyota.
So we had this sudden panic. We've got investments all over. You name it, we've invested in it. What does it all add up to? I mean, realizing after, 25 years that you don't even know what your investment picture actually looks like. That's a midlife crisis.
Class of '94, here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, Moose.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Sunday night, Flex Game 2. 2 first-place teams, Denver, San Diego. A game so good, it was handpicked by the NFL for Sunday night. LT and the NFL's highest-scoring offense.
Best running back that I have ever seen.
Face the league's stingiest defense. The battle for supremacy has begun. Flex Game 2, Broncos, Chargers. Handpicked for Sunday night on NBC.
6:46 to go in the third. 34-3 Irish. Notre Dame sputtered at the start, an interception and a punt on their first 2 possessions. Since then, 5 touchdowns in 5 possessions.
I think Charlie will take him out this series, so Brady Quinn get a nice round of applause.
Well, he's still on there now. He wants to squeeze one more touchdown out of him, maybe. Hand off to Darius Walker. Walker pounded at the 15-yard line after a short gain on the play. And speaking of Brady Quinn, his parents, as always, are here. And Lewis is with his mom, Robin.
All right, Tom. Well, we've heard Brady tell us the stories about all the tough love he got from Coach Weiss throughout the season, helped him progress. What about all that tough love he got at home growing up? We understand you were pretty hard on him. What was it like growing up with Brady?
Well, actually, it was more like in baseball that I think we started being a little bit tough on Brady, because football always was kind of fun for our family. But I think we did kind of give him a lot of pressure, and he always played leading roles like pitcher, shortstop, catcher. So I think that it's from baseball, and then it flowed into football, being a quarterback from, what, 9 or 10 on.
Right.
So I think we pretty much always kind of, you know, everything that would go wrong, come on, Brady, come on, Brady. You know, we were just always, you know, telling him to stand up there and, you know, do his best. So.
Now, you know, I bet a lot of families in America want to know this. How does a family prepare for what's about to happen to Brady? He's going to be a #1 draft pick, possibly lots of money, attention. How does a family get ready for that?
Well, I think that basically how we've prepared him this year is that we've just kind of taken one step at a time. We're really trying to just let him embrace the senior year at Notre Dame academically, through the football, you know, with his team and his coaches and his friends that he's made here in 4 years. And we've really kind of backed off everybody to not bother us, you know, as far as doing, you know, like different things. So I think that it's just been nice to let Brady just relax and enjoy, and we'll get that next step and the next step.
Well, if you can, try to relax and enjoy this final game. Thanks for letting us boogie for 4 years.
All right.
Okay, Tom.
All right, Lewis, and while you were talking to Robin, almost disaster for Brady as Victor Eugeni knocked the ball free, but Brady was able to fall on it. Then he hits a 10-yard gain on the screen pass to Walker, forced out by Jordan Murray.
You know, Tom, I don't know, she may have been tough on him, but I'll say one thing about it. They did a pretty good job of raising Brady Quinn, because I think he is as good a person off the field as he is.
I'll echo that, Pat, and we've talked to him for 4 years now, and there's not a bigger class act.
Yeah.
Among players that we've ever encountered. So they're going to go for it on 4th down and a yard, and they have the pounder, James Aldridge, in at running back. Also, Brady Quinn could sneak it. They're going to hand to Aldridge. He's hit and dropped short of the first down. What a defensive play by Casey Strode, who's been the defensive star of the game for the Black Knights today.
Not only did he tackle him, he knocked him backward. He lost yards. Perfect read by Casey Strode, the middle linebacker, right in the hole.
Oh, and a form tackle, as you said, driving him backwards.
Perfect. Yeah, right back here again is Strode, who's played so well from sideline to sideline, even in the passing game. Big hole, but it's closed very quickly by Casey Strode.
Well, the defense really has played pretty well today against the high-powered Irish offense. So you wouldn't know it with 34 points on the board, but they've had their moments. It's been the offense that's really struggled. Draw play. McMahon gets maybe a yard. Crum and Landry. They've tried the center of the Notre Dame defense a lot, and Landry has had one of his better games.
Yeah, Trevor Laws, Landry, and Maurice Crum say no thank you, not in here. You know, the Cadets have not had a 100-yard rusher this year, but this is the most stout defense they've faced, certainly inside. When you think of Laws and Landry, Maurice Crum, and Dukeway and Zibikowski, who play down the middle.
Vidi in motion. Slant, incomplete. Pivotal for Hill, the intended receiver. You know, and it continues to be no passing attack whatsoever. They're 1 of 10.
A wide receiver's not caught a pass. They've got one reception by a back on a screen play. And a lot of that really has been the pass rush. I mean, Landry and Avi Amiri and Laws and Fromm up front, they just haven't given Williams or Pivotal a chance.
Saw that close-up there of Jeremy Trimble. We spoke to him from Ashburn, Virginia. His dad, Steve, was his coach at Bishop O'Connell High School. Steve played in the NFL. He goes in motion, does Trimble, wearing the emblem of the 101st Airborne on his shoulder. Still not a complete pass from Pivotal, intended for Hill on the slant, and they're now 1 for 11. The two quarterbacks, Williams and Pivotal. You identified Trimble before the game as one of the top players, but they've been unable to get him the ball today.
He's a great punt returner. We said 3rd in the nation coming in today. 2 punt returns for touchdowns.
So Miller will attempt a field goal. It'll be a 38-yard attempt.
Landry and Laws have blocked a lot of extra points and field goals this year for the Irish.
Miller has had one block this season. Made a field goal earlier, as you said. And there it is. You called it, Pat. Wow. Blocked by Landry. Would you like to go to Churchill Downs tomorrow?
Well, Derek Landry had blocked 2 extra points against North Carolina in their last home game. Blocked that field goal right up the middle. You know, a lot of guys take off.
I can tell you that, Lewis. Even
right.
now.
Thanks a lot, Tim. All right, Tom.
Real class act, Tim Brown.
And a couple of those seniors playing their final game here. Quinn and Samardzija hooking up for that last first down for the Irish, who have the ball now at the 32 of Army. 45 seconds left in the third.
I think Irish faithful are saying time to take these guys out.
Darius Walker.
Another productive day by Darius Walker. Receiver, runner, blocker, leader. You know, his kind of work ethic and tempo really set the way for the younger players that come after him. James Aldridge, you mentioned, and Buhner Prince.
His family here as always. His dad Jimmy.
They live
8/7 Central on NBC.
Irish on their way to their 9th victory of the season. Notre Dame Army presented by Sirius Satellite Radio. Or 10th victory of the season, I should say. They already have 9-1.
That's right.
First and 10, Army, the 23, taking over on down.
So Army takes over on downs, triple option play, and against the first option, Mike Vitti on the handoff. And Brady Quinn has he gone to the sideline for the final time after being stopped. And here's the evolution of a
great athlete.
A great athlete through his early years, Dublin, Ohio.
Still has that look on his face. You know, in Dublin, Ohio, you go to Ozzy's barbershop and get a Brady cut for $12.
I hope it's not that one.
No, you have to pay $14 for that one. The Brady cut in Dublin, Ohio.
Slant pass intercepted by Mike Richardson. His second of the game as it bounced off Trimble, and Richardson with a diving stab. His second pickoff of the game, going out in style in his final home appearance.
You know, and Mike Richardson has really had to overcome some adversity here. First, you know, recruited by Ty Willingham at Stanford, was on his way to Stanford. Ty Willingham comes there, he follows him here, didn't play much, then was criticized for being burned, but boy, has he played well this season. One more series, I think, for Brady Quinn. He's back on the field. One more try, coach. Didn't want to end it being stuffed on 4th down.
That's right.
Still don't think it's the right play. I have on the bench.
Just not very sentimental.
Yes. Yeah, still some football to be played.
How about ending it with a score as he throws underneath to McKnight. McKnight had scored on his 2 previous possessions of the game. That one 18 yards.
You know, Brady Quinn this year has seemed to move, throw the ball up better on the move this year, moved well in the pocket, better than he has his 3 previous years, and eyes always downfield. You know, just got every kind of throw. John Munford, the defensive coordinator for the Cadets, told us this week, I said, I've been coaching 26 years, haven't seen anybody better ever.
Samardzija, tackled by John Laird. Well, we saw the young Brady Quinn growing up in Ohio, and what about the current cover boy?
Out of bounds at the 18. John Laird ran him out of bounds.
And you know what, Dom, though? He hasn't acted like a prima donna.
No, not at all.
You know, his teammates say that he's the same guy that he was when he came in. And you know what I admire about him? He really had some tough early years. Everything hasn't been perfect for him. Those first freshman and sophomore years were tough. He got booed. He got knocked around, but hung in there, never blamed anybody.
Never got sour. Always remained optimistic. And as we've said on numerous occasions, and it doesn't hurt to repeat it, he's one of the this guy is, for all his acclaim, he hasn't changed a bit, and we enjoy talking to him as down to earth as they come.
How about his first real job might be in the NFL? He told us he worked one summer, I think, in a restaurant.
Made fun of himself and said, yeah, I might have to get a real job.
He's got one coming up.
That one went for 10 yards. Quinn hoping to direct a touchdown drive here for the final time, one would assume, at home. Walker.
And some other guys that have played so well today and this year. Dan Santucci, you mentioned he spoke at the rally last night. There he is, number 50. Grew up here not far from the campus, just outside Chicago. And Notre Dame fan, Bear fan, had a big season. Started as a defensive tackle here, switched to offense, and has played very well the last couple of seasons. Ryan Harris to his left, blocked all the way back for Julius Jones to James Daldridge.
And was so proud as a freshman when Jones broke the rushing record. Quinn to the end zone, overthrows Marcus Freeman, the tight end. Remember, John Carlson injured, unable to play today, and the tight ends have not had a reception in the game.
And John Carlson, as good as Marcus Freeman is, there's John Carlson. This guy had a sensational year. I think he still have a chance to be an All-American tight end. 46 catches, 4 touchdowns, 4 catches on 4th down for the Irish this year.
And you were mentioning Ryan Harris, the left tackle, his final game. He's received a little bit of attention, but he's a Muslim, of the Muslim faith. And we asked him yesterday if he would recommend that. Notre Dame University is Darius Walker. Dives for his second touchdown of the game. Touchdown for Walker, who, just to complete the story, Harris said, this is a university that's based on faith, but it's very diverse, and he's never felt different or outcast or discriminated against or anything else. And Ryan Harris said he would recommend it to anyone of any faith to come to Notre Dame. It's not just a Catholic institution. It's an institution based on faith, but of all faiths.
He is a thoughtful guy Monday through Fridays and plays like a Bear on Saturdays.
Carl Joya's extra point is good. And Brady Quinn, there's Ryan Harris, number 68. Darius Walker, his second touchdown, and Brady Quinn, handing to Walker, directs, one would think, his final touchdown drive at Notre Dame Stadium.
The starting defense would get a little round of applause, and indeed they did, and they deserved it. Probably do the same thing with his offense next series is my guess.
Let him have a curtain call.
Yeah. There's a great story. Travis Lightgo. Talk about him in a few moments.
Dwight Stevenson Jr. getting some playing time on the defensive line. Jeremy Trimble on only the second completed pass of the game by Army.
Let's go back to Travis Lightgo, number 91 for the Irish, playing defensive tackle now. He left school a year ago, had some academic difficulties, went home to take care of both of his parents, his mom Janice, his dad Mike, both suffering from cancer. Went home, cleaned the house, shopped for them, took care of his mom, changed bandages, and as his mom said, really gave us hope. Happy to report they're both recovering. He's back in school, re-earned his scholarship.
Pivato's pass short hops the intended receiver and is incomplete.
I think Travis Lightgo might have gotten his hand on that one. Travis was a real bright kid too, Tom. Came in almost with a 1400 on his SATs, but was taking aerospace engineering. Found out that he had some form of ADD, had trouble academically, went home to take care of those parents, as I said, came back to summer school, had to earn a scholarship, got 2 A's in summer school, now will graduate with a history major.
Third down. That's Moore. Looks like he has the first down.
24, the ball carrier.
Good shot of Torian Smith, number 49 there, part of the future.
And you see the yellow line, today's 1st and 10 line, brought to you by Xerox. As some of the Irish backups getting a chance to play. Coons, Stevenson, Lightgo you mentioned, Ryan, Torian Smith, McNeil, Bruton, Herring, Ferine. Draw play, Vitti. Looking to break the tackle. The coaches said, as we repeat, he always, at one tackle he at least, breaks when he carries the ball.
Yeah, we talked about some of these good students for Notre Dame. I have enjoyed this Pivotal and try to tackle him, 230 pounds, right over Terrell Lambert. He's had a brilliant year at defensive back for the Irish.
Ray Herring made the tackle of Vitti. There are the Walls in the secondary now. Draw play, McMahon. Like he's a yard short, and you mentioned the academic credentials of some of the Notre Dame players. Well, what about a typical cadet, David Pivotal? Well, here's all he did in high school at Colleyville Heritage High School. Captain of both the football and track teams, National Honor Society, academic all-stater, and Eagle Scout, and the National English Merit Award. And he was a high school teammate of Jeff Price, the Notre Dame punter, though they haven't spoken in a while. They will meet up here after the game for greetings to high school teammates.
And Tom, when you say typical of cadets, you're right. I think 85% of their team were high school captains of the football team, high school football teams.
And Tony Moore breaking a tackle himself and sliding across that yellow line for the Army first down.
Runner for Army.
Torian Smith with the tackle.
Torian Smith.
A lot of smiles there for Brady Quinn.
It's amazing. 7 games this year. What, this is their 11th game, is that right? 7 games he's thrown at least 3 touchdown passes. He's thrown 4 touchdown passes, and 3 of them enjoying the moment. You know, it's a grind to big-time college football. It's nice to see these guys smile once in a while.
Pivotal on the slant completes the pass to his tight end Larson. David Bruton makes the Notre Dame tackle. And here are some of the key seniors saying goodbye today to the home fans. Two of the top receivers in Notre Dame history, Samardzija and McKnight. Abby Amiri, 10 sacks on the season. And of course, Brady Quinn, 35 Notre Dame passing records he has set. You'll see him playing on Sunday next season. Swing pass complete to Trimble. Trimble makes a nice move. He gets to the outside, finally forced out of bounds by Bruton. So we said there are 36 seniors, counting walk-ons overall, but there are 16 that could petition for an extra year. These are the ones that we know will be saying farewell today.
Some pretty good football players there, right? Led by Brady Quinn, but Samardzija, of course, Abby Amiri, Landry, who's been sensational. Well, one more regular season game for the Irish.
And for Army, who takes on traditional rival Navy.
Best football game every year, in my estimation, Army-Navy.
McMahon tripped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage. And the Notre Dame seniors that can petition the university for a 5th year and have another year of college football are these, including Zibikowski, of whom you had a picture before we went to the graphic there.
You know, if you're an Irish fan, light a candle that Carlson Zibikowski come back, right? And some of those other guys on that list. Tom Zibikowski. You know, Zibikowski, left here after his sophomore year in camp and thought about leaving, transferring, but came back. Has had a remarkable couple of seasons.
Screen pass, incomplete, intended for Moore. And as the 4th quarter continues to count down, the seniors, Zibikowski telling us yesterday, it probably won't sink in until after the game, because in the game it's business as usual. But it'll begin about now, as he's there with Fromm and with Landry. It'll begin to sink in about now, and they'll take a victory lap after the game. They'll stand for the alma mater, and then it'll hit them. Of course, it'll be a big game next week, and they'll begin to think about that. Still with a chance, if things break right, to play for the national championship. Trimble on the slant from Pivito. McNeil makes the Notre Dame tackle, 12-yard gain.
Jeremy Trimble, really another one of those guys that has a shot of playing in the NFL. Jeremy Trimble, either as a punt returner, special teams type, as receivers, got some good size. He's got 46 passes on this season. You know, Tom, one of the things we went to Army, these guys they have a lot of things going on in their lives, but they want to be thought of, at least when we're talking with football players. And we've got some pretty good ones, including Jeremy Trimble.
Pivito keeps it on the option, the triple option, and falls down. And so many stories for Army, too, that great stories of these men who have dedicated their lives to their country. They have a 5-year commitment after they graduate from West Point. We talked to Walter Hill the other day, who along with Trimble is a pretty good receiving tandem. Hill is the second leading receiver, though he's been shut out today. But his mom, October of last year, his mom Barbara passed away with cancer, and he wears a shirt under his uniform, a t-shirt with her name on it, that he'll never forget. So many stories from the Army players as well. McMahon finds the going tough, kept his feet for a moment, and then taken down.
And Tom, this is a special group of cadets, all the guys and men and women who go to the academies these days, because the looming likelihood of combat, this post 2001 or 9/11 world we live in, knowing what lies ahead. All we can do is thank them, I guess.
And there's a look at Pivito calling the play. He has the 82nd Airborne patch on his shoulder, as each of the Army players have a patch of an active duty Army unit on their uniform. Because it wasn't Pivito, but someone had the 82nd Airborne, the old World War I All-American Division. Now the 82nd Airborne has played such an important part of World War II and continues to this day. Intercepted, no, out of bounds. McNeil wanted the interception, but is ruled out of bounds, intended for Trimble. Offside against Notre Dame. And for Bobby Ross, who came out of retirement to take this job.
Offside. Defense, number 8, half the distance, still third down.
McNeil was offside. Bobby Ross, who came out of retirement to take the Army job, and there were some disadvantages he wasn't aware of. He knew it was going to be a tough situation, but the players have to go through so much. They come out as high schoolers and go to Beast Barracks, and then they're not allowed to go home even until Thanksgiving time, roughly, and they go through such tough military training that it impacts their football, their lifting, their conditioning. They lose weight, a lot of them, which isn't good. And then the second year they go to Camp Buckner on the post and live in the woods for months, which again impacts how they train as football players. And Coach Ross hopes to get some sort of easing of those things to at least allow some off-season conditioning and other things that most colleges are able to have. VD ridden down at the 5-yard line by David Bruton.
Well, Bobby Ross talked to us as well about how he grew up, loving Army. His father, Leonard, had to turn down a commission to West Point during the Depression. He's had to work and earn some money. He couldn't go to West Point, very disappointed.
And Bobby himself, a graduate of Virginia Military Institute, and coached at the Citadel, also a military institution.
And a son who graduated from the Air Force and a son who graduated from the Naval Academy.
Bobby Ross himself was on active duty in Germany with the U.S. Army. 4th down, and Army's going to go for it. 4th down, 5-yard line. Short drop, Pivito. And it'll be incomplete, but a flag down intended for Walter Hill. Lou Ferrine was defending him. It is pass interference against Notre Dame. But Bobby Ross, one of the most respected men in the coaching business, not only an astute coach who has won a national championship.
Number 15 on the defense. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Ferrine with the interference call. Here it is. Hands on him and sort of shoves him aside and is called for the interference with the ball in the air. But Ross, who came out of retirement to take the Army job, one of the most respected men, as we said, in college football, co-national champions when he coached Georgia Tech, took San Diego Chargers to the Super Bowl, and one of the most respected and loved men in all of college football. Handoff, fumble into the end zone. Tony Moore couldn't hold on, fumbles out of the end zone for the touchback, and Notre Dame has held and will take over. And just to complete the thoughts about Bobby Ross, his son Kevin Ross is his offensive coordinator. You'll see the fumble here, but he said he and his son Kevin are best of friends, consult each other all the time. That drive goes awry for Army, but what can sometimes be a tough situation, witness Jeff Bowden and Bobby Bowden. The Rosses so far have handled well, despite the fact that some fans have voiced a little displeasure. The big question mark now for Bobby Ross is, will he be back next season of his own choice? Army having a tough day at Notre Dame today, fumbling a chance to score there and down 41-3.
Honey, look! Dolphin! Wow, I can't believe it!
There's a better way to phone for less.
Sweet bondage!
Unlimited local and long-distance calling, just $24.99 a month. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill.
Honey, the dolphins! Come on, let's go play!
Bondage, one smart decision among many, many stupid ones. Call 1-800-959-4BON.
Introducing Chase Freedom. It feels like no other credit card in the world. And it works like no other card, too. Feel free to choose cash back. And then change to points. And then change again, all with the same card and without losing a thing. That's freedom. Chase Freedom. Get it free at chase.com/freedom.
Wherever Power Shot goes, great pictures follow.
Make every shot a power shot.
Huh. Calories provide energy, but how much energy do you need? Powerade Option, the low-calorie sports drink.
Moments ago, the starting Notre Dame offense and quarterback Brady Quinn with a curtain call as they leave the field at home for the final time. Check out the flag.
Prior to the snap, false start. 55, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
You know, Tom, we said at the very top of the show, if you look at the body of his work, those 4 years of work of his, it's just been absolutely spectacular. The last 2 years, as good as it gets.
And as good a man off the field as on, as we've said on numerous occasions. And in the Heisman hunt, it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And I don't think he's at all concerned about it, is he? Doesn't appear to be anyway. He just wants to win some games, hoping to go to Los Angeles and win a big one next week. And if things break right, if things come just right, maybe play for the national championship. John Lyons got the call there. John Lyons, the carry, the senior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Getting a little playing time from Coach Weiss, his way of saying thank you to all these seniors who have worked so hard and gotten very little glory. A chance to wear the green jerseys today, a chance to play on Notre Dame Stadium with a Rudy-esque farewell in the final home game.
I think they let the seniors keep those green jerseys and take them home.
I would.
Yeah.
Lyons again, nice run.
Well, John Lyons Lyons is a walk-on. We talked to Darius Walker yesterday about John Lyons. Remember, he said, what about those guys that play on your walk? He said he had such respect for these guys who come out, don't get a scholarship, work just as hard as we do. Don't get their moment. They run against their first-team defense every single day in practice. Give them a good look. And believe me, the scholarship guys have a great deal of admiration for guys like John Lyons.
The Irish will go to 10-1 with a date with USC next week, their final game of the season, a bowl game of some sort. Ashley McConnell fumbles the football, and Army picks it up. Victor Ugini.
Victor Ugini, who got that one, number 89, that recovery. They think he's a freshman, true freshman. They think very, very highly of him. Looks like a football player.
Doesn't he? Set on some of that Army food we had for lunch the other day.
Yeah.
What we had, the lasagna the other day, lasagna and broccoli.
Pretty good.
How would you know? You spilled your water in front of the Corps of Cadets, no less.
Just 4,000 of them.
41-3.
Wouldn't it be great to hear exactly what you want on radio? Then say yes to over 130 channels of Sirius satellite radio. Say yes to 100% commercial-free music from rock to pop, hip-hop to country. Yes to every NFL game, the NBA, college sports, and NASCAR coming this January. Yes to comedy, news, talk, and more. To a subscription that's less than 50 cents a day. Say yes and join over 10 million listeners. Say no to regular radio. And now get a radio plus a 3-month subscription for less than $99. Sirius, the best radio on radio.
If you're a man over 50, it's time to take the Avidard quiz. Are you always going? Do you have trouble going? Are you going at night? Maybe you think you have a going problem. But what if it's a growing problem? What if it's not your bladder, but instead you have an enlarging prostate? 50% of men over 50 do, and you may be able to do something about that going and growing with Avidard. Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avidard, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms. Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition, such as prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Avidard is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avidard due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Have you called your doctor? Avidard, for your growing problem.
Okay, one more time. Where do we stand? Less travel. More video conferences.
Limit the cell phone minutes.
That's not good enough. We're not leaving this room unless we can cut something else.
Can they really keep us here?
What about all this stuff?
What stuff?
All this stuff. What does it cost to create all this? Time, effort, people.
How much?
It could be millions.
Millions.
One race, 400 miles, 5 drivers, 1 champion. It all comes down to this. Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Dale Jr., who will be crowned the Nextel Cup champion, the Ford 400. Sunday, 2 Eastern, NBC.
36 seconds left in the game. Darius Walker congratulating John Lyons, their number 27. We told you earlier what respect he had for the walk-on who was on the scout team going against first-team defense all the time and hangs in there and getting to play today. Pivato's pass complete to Tim Dunn, the tight end, who is one of the top receivers with 17 on the season, with his first of the day. So the last win for the Irish in the green jerseys was that long ago, 1985 against USC, when they beat the Trojans 37-3. So a milestone, as in honor of the seniors, Charlie Weiss pulls out the green jerseys to the surprise of everyone, and they get a win against Army. Derek Landry has had such a great game. And time now for our Chevrolet players of the game. Schroed of Army, what a tremendous performance he had. 12 tackles, including 1 for a loss. And Derek Landry with 6 tackles, 2 sacks, and a blocked field goal attempt. In recognition of their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund, Chevy, an American Revolution. Congratulations to Derek Landry, fitting that the senior should get it. He's had such an outstanding career at playing in a spot that rarely gets recognition unless you get a sack or something spectacular, but does such a tremendous job. And one of the quickest defensive linemen off the ball I've ever seen.
I always think that he knows the snap count. It seems like he's always in the opponent's backfield.
It's like got his hair cut for the occasion.
Yeah. Go to the academy.
In Army, they were all to a man looking forward to coming to play before 80,000 and to play at Notre Dame Stadium. More than almost any of the opponents we've talked to all season, they appreciated the tradition of Notre Dame because, you know, after all, West Point has as grand a tradition, both militarily and athletically, as any institution in the country. So they appreciated it. And while it has not been a very pleasant experience, I think as they look back on it later in their lives, they will be able to say, we played at Notre Dame Stadium. Corey Anderson catches that pass. And timeout, Army. And after all, would you expect Army to quit? Of course they're going to call timeout.
I love it. You know what? But their real season comes in 2 weeks, December 2nd, when they play against Navy. Talking to a few of these guys. Pete Beer, the offensive guard for Army, was saying to us this week, you know, I just cannot believe that I can't go through this place without beating Navy once. He's got one more shot at it on December 2nd.
Well, this was a game added to the schedule, and the two teams that in the 20s, 30s, and 40s played the most significant game of the season probably in college football. Two powers. Army was a power then. They had, of course, back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners in the mid-40s, Mr. Outside and Mr. Inside, or Inside Doc Blanchard and Outside Glenn Davis. They have a great tradition of football, even though their fortunes haven't been so great in recent years. Pete Dawkins.
Pete's here.
He's here. So they have 3 Heisman Trophy winners. Notre Dame has 7. The two teams played, and as we said at the top of the telecast, such great tradition, Notre Dame tradition that dates with the series with Army. And how fitting is it that the greatest passer in Notre Dame history, Brady Quinn, plays his last game against Army when it was in 1913, the first meeting between Notre Dame and Army, that the forward pass really became the top weapon in college football, as Newt Rockne, playing a part as a player that time, helped perfect it over the summer, and they used it to defeat mighty Army. Draw play and a fumble. Still loose, picked up by Pivito.
Well, they came in leading the nation in turnovers. Didn't turn that one over, but a fumble to end the game. Well, 4 seconds remaining.
And Pivito calls timeout. And again, some of the fans boo, but what would you expect from Army? So anyway, Pat, just to continue that thought, I thought it was very apropos that the greatest passer in Notre Dame history would play the team in which Notre Dame perfected the pass for all of college football. It had been legal for some years before 1913, but it was in that upset of Army that this small school from Indiana was able to reach the college football map, and they did it by use of the forward pass.
Well, Gus Dorius threw it to Newt Rockne, 25-yard touchdown pass in that game.
They had been lifeguards the summer before on the Great Lakes up in Sandusky, Ohio, and all season all summer on the beach they tossed the ball back and forth. There was a different pigskin then too. It was a big fat pigskin that was hard to throw. But they perfected the forward pass, and here it's reached in Notre Dame history its greatest fruition in the hands of Brady Quinn.
Yeah, there's his roommate too.
Talking about that cat.
Yeah, let's get that cat after all. Yeah, they've known each other since 7th grade. Been best pals and roommates here for the last couple of years. Don't know where they'll be next year, but they'll be playing.
And who knows, if Ndukwe's brother hadn't been a Notre Dame student and his dad hadn't driven the two of them down here to watch some Notre Dame games, he might have wound up someplace else.
Maybe Ohio State.
Barring penalty, the final play of the game. Pivito for the end zone. One-handed catch by Tim Dunn for the touchdown. And how nice is that? Dunn has 2 two brothers associated with this Army football team. One a manager who served as the ball boy today, and one a backup quarterback.
Well, you said they never quit. Thank goodness the Army never quits. Good route by Tim Dunn, who's had a big year.
What a catch.
Second leading pass receiver. That was a pretty good catch. Looked like John Carlson of Notre Dame a couple weeks ago when we saw him.
So a family affair. The Dunn family can celebrate that on the final play of the game. So the final score in Notre Dame 41 and Army 9. You've been watching Notre Dame football presented by Sirius Satellite Radio. And now it's time for the Vonnie Notre Dame post-game report.
I thought you had to kick the extra point, Tom.
Well, of course, it's a moot point, but let's go down to Lewis. He has Coach Weiss.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. Well, Coach, you got this team to 10-1. How do you use this win to propel you to the big game against USC next week?
Well, it's good to get by this game right now. You got by it relatively injury-free, which is a good thing. And now we got our work cut out for us. We know what we have to do. We know how good USC is, and we're going out there to give it our best shot.
I know that you have more games left, but this is the last time these fans will see these seniors in Brady Quinn. How hard will it be to say goodbye to guys like them?
Well, I think we try to do everything we could to make sure they got a chance to share in the spotlight with their fans today, their family and friends, and they're going to be dearly missed. But, we got 2 more games yet. So this is the last time for them here, but I think that everyone knows they got 2 more big ones left to go.
All right, Charlie, thanks a lot. Thanks for everything this season.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Tom.
All right, Lewis, and now the tradition that was begun last year when Navy played here at Notre Dame Stadium. Coach Weiss has his team over to join the cadets as the Army band plays the U.S. Military Academy alma mater. A sign of respect for those who have dedicated their lives to the defense of our country. The Notre Dame players, Derek Landry et al., joining Army for the playing of the U.S. Military Academy alma mater. And now another tradition begun by Charlie Weiss this season as he and the players will go to the Notre Dame student section as the victory march echoes throughout Notre Dame Stadium. We'll have to dodge the band to get over there, but they'll go out in front of the student section for the playing of the victory march, followed by the Notre Dame alma mater. And look at this, the Army players are joining their Notre Dame comrades to return the favor. Sometimes, Pat, sport becomes too excessive. It becomes too much. It's over the top. But moments like this, you realize that sport can be uplifting as the mutual respect shown by these two teams who just played what was a blowout game. And yet the respect that Notre Dame had for Army, saluting them, standing at attention for their alma mater, and now Army returning the favor as a sign of respect to join them for the playing of the Notre Dame alma mater. And we'll be back to hear that in 30 seconds.
For less.
Sweet, Vonage.
Unlimited local and long distance calling, just 20.